Hey guys, this is part 2 of how to teleport in Minecraft. So, sorry I never uploaded the second part. Uh, there were two reasons to that. First of all, my Game Pass ran out, and second of all, Mojang started patching all those teleport scripts and stuff. So, what I'm going to show you in this video does not work in multiplayer servers, like realms, or other people's worlds, or servers. I already said that, but this will only work in single player, or if you're hosting the world yourself. So, first of all, we start off by getting our y coordinate. So that's equal to 56. We are to scan 56 as a float value, an exact float value 56. Go up one, see that now it's 57. We scan for increased value. Go up, increased, increased. Go down one, decreased, 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 decreased. Now I have these new numbers here. See this one that's changing? That's not correct. This one that is at an exact value, that's not correct either. You know, the jump. See that this one doesn't change. This isn't correct either. All right, so looks like we have our set of values. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name these because it's pretty hard to differentiate them now in these newer updates. But freeze my game here, and then start changing them as my game pauses. So let's start with the first one. First, I'll copy and paste it, and I'll adjust the address by C, giving me the hitbox. I mean, it's a counterpart of the original coordinate, but this one's bigger by 1.8 blocks. So basically, what that means is the difference between these two addresses equal the height of our character of our collision. So because the difference between these two values is equals to 1.8, our character will be 1.8 blocks tall. But if we were to change them to be both 56, our character would be 0 blocks tall, and we could phase straight through a wall. But it doesn't work right now. I have to make a script for that, or else it just goes back to normal. But that's for another video. So we want to check if this is actually our teleport coordinate. We'll freeze our game. I'm going to press escape, change this to 90, and then 90.91.8. And we can go back into our game. Nothing happens. Not this one. Copy and paste. Adjust address by. And then 90. Then 91.8. Alright, so it was that one. This is the address that we're looking for. So we can delete these two effectively. And now we can start making a script to find these in specific. So something useful, we need spawn some cows. I'll make a little cow pen over here. Trust me, this is important. Alright, so we'll see what accesses this address. And then we're going to find out, or right click on each one of these and find out what addresses this code accesses. The reason I spawned all these cows is so that we can exclude them later. So there's a ton of these that have the value of 54, which are the cows, and then there's mine, this one that's equal to 56. But because there's so many entries, we can't use this instruction. So we're just going to look through all of these until we find one that only shows hours. Alright, this is promising, but it has two of them. We only need one. Also promising, but no. Nope. Process can be tedious. Eventually we'll find them. There you go. So, oh wait. Oh yeah, it is. So this is what we're looking for. An instruction that only accesses the address that we found just now. So we can see that this one ends with 7484, and the same goes here, 7484. So we can close out of this, go back into our instruction thing, see which one, second to last one. We can show and disassembler, tools, auto assemble, template, AOB injection. Press OK a few times, and then add this, assign this to our current cheat table. So now we're going to want to take the information inside of RDX plus 4 so that we can get our coordinate faster. So RDI plus 04, you could imagine it as this address right here. They're the same thing. It's just that they're in different formats, I guess. So to be able to extract this, we're going to create a new label. I'm going to name this TP. We're going to define TP as DD0. So what we're saying is that inside of TP there's nothing. There's a value of 0. And we're going to register TP, and then we're going to unregister TP. Now the most important part, we're going to move inside of TP. Make sure you place these brackets before and after TP, comma, RDI. This offset we'll add later. Now if we did this right, yeah, we press OK. We create a new address. We're gonna make sure it's a pointer, TP, and we're going to add the offset of 4 from before. That rhymes. We turn this on. There we go. So now we're getting the same address, but not the same number. We have to change the type to float. There you go. So now we've gotten our coordinates. Now we can just create the offsets. So now we just have to adjust the offsets. So 4 is Y, so 0 must be X. So 4 is Y, so in front of Y is Z. So if we add 4, this is Z. We'll name this X, Y, Z. And we're going to copy these, paste them. We're going to adjust the address by C. Now, well, that's weird. We totally just screwed everything up. What happened? Oh, it's because I paused it. The hell? Oh, my bad. It was adjust the pointer last offset. I did this. C. There you go. Now that works. So now I'll change this to hitbox X, hitbox Y, and then hitbox Z. So that's part 1. Summarized. Now to actually getting to use these numbers. If we were to pull out a calculator and we start subtracting from these, so let's get to a better coordinate. Over here, so it's easier to see. If we were to get this number, our hitbox X, paste it here, then get our regular coordinate, subtract this by this, you'll see that the number that we get is 0.599 or 0.6. So the difference between these two sets of x coordinates is 0.6. The same goes to the z hitbox. So regular z is always going to be less than our hitbox z by 0.6. This means that our character is 0.6 blocks wide. And we have to make sure that we keep this when we teleport, because if we don't, our game could crash, and or we rubber band back. So now we create a script. Tools, auto assemble, template, cheat table framework code. We're going to use Lua for this part of the script. So to call Lua, you have to do 2 curly brackets, money sign, dollar sign, Lua. Let's add this to our cheat table. We can close out of this. Now when we enable, we want to write float, and then make sure you put those 2 quotes, and then we copy the pointer and its offset. So it would be TP plus 0. Make sure you put the brackets, TP plus 0, and then we'll write into this our target chord, or target x, let's name it that. Target x equals, oh right, we have to do that. We have to create new registers that we can change ourselves to be able to teleport exactly where we want to go. So I'll just create this little template here. So this will be 4, this is our y coordinate, and 8, this is our z coordinate. Then we're going to work with our hitbox coordinates. So first of all, it's C. This is hitbox x 10, which is our hitbox y, and then 14, which is our hitbox z. All right. Well, let's start working on making our target coordinates. I'll move this up here. We'll go back into this script, and we're going to alloc some space for our target coordinates. Alloc, I'll name this target. And we're going to want to register 3 float values. Every float value is equal to 4 bytes of data. So if we were to multiply 4 by 3, that would be 12. So we'll register 12 bytes of data near inject, basically near the memory region that our script is using to store this new information. Now we're going to define target. We're going to give it a value of 0 as well, because we're going to be putting information into it. And then we'll want to register the symbol, target, unregister symbol. We also have to dealloc this as well. Should be enough. So we have our coordinates, x, y, z, and then hitbox x, y, z. Now we're going to add our target coordinates. So this time we won't be making a pointer, since this isn't an address. This is a new register with no address linked to it. We're just going to type in targets. Create another one. Oh, target. This is our x coordinate. Then target plus 4. This will be our y coordinate. And then target plus 8. This will be our z coordinate. Let's rename this target x, target y, and then target z. So each one of these we can type into, and they won't interfere with each other. And then we'll be using this script to read what we put here, and then do the math to write it to our actual coordinates. This is just so that we can actually type where we want to go. So target x is equal to read float target. This time we won't need brackets, plus 0. We can copy this a few times. Target y is equal to target plus 4, and then target z is equal to target plus 8. So now if we want, now that we write float, we already defined our targets and their value, so we can just type in target respectively to the right floats that they belong to. Plus 0 is equal to x, so we put in target x. Plus 4 is equal to y, so we put target y. 8 is equal to target z. Now we do the same thing for these, but we add the offsets. So you remember that target x, our hitbox x is greater than our target x, no, than our regular set of coordinates by 0.6. So we want to add that. So target x plus 0.5999. Our y coordinate, it's greater by 1.8. And then the same thing applies to target z, or to z, that it is greater by 0.5999. So if we did this right, we need to put that there. If we did this right, it should teleport exactly to the coordinates that we set it to. Oh, well, it works. Actually, I can teleport myself out of this. Set my coordinate to like 90. And then execute the script. There you go. You teleported. That's pretty much it. You can set this to an absurd number. And then execute. Yeah. Alright then. Hope you guys enjoyed. You could totally like decorate this. This is just a rough copy. Oh, and a little tip for teleporting. You could do something faster. Let's name this array. And then instead of this being a float, we can set this to an array of bytes 24 hexadecimal. And we'll have a random soup of, not a random, but a soup of letters and numbers in hexadecimal. We can just teleport back to where we were before. Let's say I want to be up here. I can just copy this soup of numbers and letters and numbers, go somewhere else, and then paste what I copied before, and I'll teleport back to where I was. You can create like a save, you can create like save points, you can store this in a txt file and then name them, and make your own like save points. Yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy.